What is going on, everyone? Good evening, welcome to the stream. It's Thursday night, 9 pm, 9:03 pm. Alright, we're a bit late. Lots of editing been done today. I have a brand new video coming up on the channel. Straight after this stream, I'm going to put it live. I've pretty much had no input other than getting it onto YouTube, which I don't even want to tell you how long it took. But it should be really good. It's from TED Talks FPL. Great guy, knows his stats. If you're into stats and stuff, watch it after the stream. But until then, watch the stream. Or don't. Anyway, how's it going? What's up, Zim? Daniel, good to see you as always. I asked you on Sunday's stream if United could pull off a miracle and you said no. I know. I hate using the word buzzing because I feel like I'm too old to say buzzing. But it was fantastic. It was great to watch. Even at 2-1 I thought it's not happening. But then obviously the closer it got towards the end of the game, you knew at that point it was just one goal and that PSG, I mean, they'd be devastated. And of course there's a bit of luck and PSG probably the better team. Well, they didn't create a hell of a lot after Bailly went off. But damn, what a good game. That penalty, I mean, Rashford, 21 years old, first penalty for Man United in a huge game. Biggest game in Europe for Man United since Fergie left, probably. Yeah, so good. I don't want to talk too much about it because obviously we're here to talk about FPL. What are my thoughts on the penalty? Look, all the refs seem to think it was a penalty, and that seems to be enough for me. Because even when the referee went over to watch the screen, the commentator on BT Sport, I don't know what his name is, the guy that's not Steve McManaman, the other one, he basically said, I was in a meeting with some, I don't know if it was the ref from the match, it was a ref, and they basically said to them, if a player puts their hands out and makes themselves bigger, it's a foul. And as soon as he said that, he thought, well, this is going to get given then. And it did. So if that's the rule, and that's the rule they've been told, whether or not it's in the Premier League or not, I don't know. Then under that rule, it's a penalty. I guess it's not really... He made himself bigger. He had not put his arm out. He wouldn't have stopped the ball. So, it's a penalty. Obviously very lucky for Man United. Let's move on. Do I reckon Man United will be knackered after that? To be honest, I don't know, because, and when I said don't know, I mean I don't think so, because they didn't, McTominay had to put a shift in, Fred put a shift in, defenders did, Luke Shaw. Obviously Lukaku and Rashford did a bit of running, but I don't think, it wasn't an all-out attacking game. They needed 3 goals, but they weren't all-out attacking, especially for a lot of the second half, because they only needed 1 goal, so they could kind of sit back a bit. So I think it depends on injuries, I suppose. Obviously, Pogba's going to be fully rested, which is nice for him. I think defenders are generally okay most matches, from match to match. So it depends who comes back, I suppose. So no, I don't think it'll be too bad. Plus, it's Arsenal. And I mean, that's a game they're going to be able to get themselves up for. That's a huge game now for top 4 as well. So unless someone's got like a niggle or a slight injury, which we might find out in the press conference tomorrow, I think Man United assets are looking good, to be honest. Even though I'm potentially going to sell Pogba, which I'm sure we'll talk about soon. It's the hope that kills you. I got loads of hope in FPL. Aguero over Salah. Salah or Aguero. Is this for captaincy? I'm going Aguero. I'm pretty confident on that. The only thing that worries me a little bit is if he doesn't start. I just have a good feeling that he will, because he's had a week's rest. And as Joe said on the Scoutcast, Jesus has started a few of the Champions League games, but the one I don't know, it's quite hard to tell, because I think you can make arguments both ways. One, Aguero's had a rest for a week. It's probably okay to play. I think a lot of it depends on who's going to start in the Champions League. Because if Jesus is going to start in the Champions League, he needs minutes. He can't just go straight into that game. You'd imagine. Now, does he need a full game? Does he need 60, 70 minutes, or just need 30? We're going to have to wait and see what Pep says. Slight spoiler alert, that video I was talking about at the start of the stream, that'll be live on the channel once I finish. Aguero captaincy looks good, that's what I'm saying. So it'll be Salah? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty happy with Aguero. I can't remember the last time I captained Salah. Probably wasn't that long ago. Let me have a look. So I didn't captain. Was it the week before last? No. 2. Damn, I captained Son. I haven't captained Salah for 3 weeks. Anyway, there's 5 polls tonight. Your Game Week 30 captain, the best Bournemouth attacking asset, which we actually had last stream. But it come up again, so it's on again. Is it worth tripling up on Chelsea, either attack or defence? The best team to target for defenders, and then Vardy versus Higuain, which is something I'm interested in myself, even though I won't make that move until next week, probably. Any worries between the long break of Game Week 31 and 32? I mean, I've got the free. I'm going to free hit in 32, so I've got absolutely no worries, really. Essentially, my Game Week 31 team has got until Game Week 33 to recover, because once I free hit, I can't do anything with the Game Week 31 players anyway. We'll only have one transfer. If I need to make 2, so be it. Captain Salah if I don't have Aguero. I mean, it depends who else you've got, but I mean, I think Salah looks okay for this week. Unless you've got Sterling. Sterling might be worth a look in. I just think, I know Watford did well, but then they got battered 5-0 by Liverpool, and I feel like City are just as good, if not better, attacking-wise than Liverpool. Especially recently. Although they only scored 1 against Bournemouth. But yeah, I just think at home, that's pretty good for City, right? 26k going steady. Yeah, 26k is okay. I mean, I've lost count of how many times I've said this season, but I'm pretty happy with that rank for the time. Actually, am I? I don't know. We're quite close to the end of the season now. I mean, it's a good platform to get high, to have a good finish. The problem is I've been higher, and I should have been lower by now. So I'm a little bit frustrated. But at the same time, I went up and down, up and down, up and down. And in the last 4 weeks, I've kind of held pretty well. So I'm happy enough with it. I want a sub 10k, preferably sub 5k finish. But we'll see. Gaurav, how's it going? Suraj, good to see ya. Am I bringing in Ariza? Is that Kepa? I think it is. No. I'm not bringing him in, but then I've got Fabianski. He plays in 31 and 33. Yes, he plays Chelsea in 33, but fixture's good this week. It's good next week as well. No real reason to make the transfer. Maybe if I've got nothing to do in 33. Then some of that will depend on Rondon. If Rondon gets a blank in 33, I'll probably swap him. Kepa, Schmeichel or Boric. I mean, for me, it's got to be the Chelsea boy, right? I mean, I will hold my hands up. After saying Bournemouth defence wasn't great, some people apparently in the last stream told me it was. I mean, I'm still not hugely convinced, but it is 2 home games in 31 and 33. So Boric is a nice cheap option if you've not got too much money. So he's a nice cheap option. They've done pretty well at home, apparently. I still just think it's Bournemouth. Like, sometimes, I mean, you can look at stats over and over again daily, all week long between game weeks, and sometimes I just think it's Bournemouth. They ain't getting a clean sheet. But we'll see. Will you join the Norwegian fantasy game? Honestly, I don't think so. I would have to do so much research because I've got no knowledge of the Norwegian game, and I'm just not sure I have the time to put into it. And if I don't have the time to put into it, I don't really fancy playing. Although, the chips sound really cool. I do like the chips, and I'm still kind of. I still don't know where I stand on the chips in FPL, whether I want more or less, or just keep the same. But the one in the Norwegian game does sound fun. Guru, thanks very much for that. Pogba and Jimenez to Vardy and Lanzini, Fraser Brooks. Yeah, I think so. I kind of said in the video for Pogba and Jimenez, I think you have to look if you're going to want them back. Now, I actually depends how the fixtures fall and who gets double game weeks in game week 35, etc. I'm not 100% on the fact we're going to need Jimenez and maybe not in 32. So it depends how much money you got locked in. But I do think they can possibly go. Lanzini, Fraser, Brooks. I'm not sure about Lanzini. I've only seen him in the Newcastle game and I thought he played quite deep. Now I haven't checked. I haven't checked the heat maps to see if I've got that wrong, but from the eye test, I felt like he looked quite deep. But he's a quality player. But I just think the game week 33 game is against Chelsea for them. So I kind of discount him. He's just back from injury. So Lanzini not for me, but he could be a really, really nice punt. Just a proper out-of-the-box thinking punt, that. And then Fraser Brooks, I think it's close. I'm probably favouring Brooks, but there really isn't much in it, I don't think. And maybe, well, I guess you're doing that move this week, so you can't really take this match to check how they play. But I'm favouring Brooks just about. You got lots tied up. Yeah, I mean, what about him as well? I mean, I got quite a bit tied up in Pogba. I'm going to get rid of him. I'm hoping he goes down a bit in price. And if you're on the game week 32 free hit, game week 34 wildcard strategy, then potentially you could go without Salah in game week 32, maybe even in 34 wildcard, and then you've got a lot more money to spread. So I'm taking the risk about getting rid of Pogba personally. Obviously, you'll have to look at your own team and decide. The Norway game is in the summer, I know, but to be honest, I just like having the summer off. It's way more work to do this YouTube stuff than you think. And so I get to summer and I like the break. And the other good thing about having a break is by the time July comes around and the game launches again, you're kind of refreshed and ready for it and kind of hyped for it. I think if I spent all summer looking at stats for Norwegian players, just be total burnout. What are my thoughts on Brexit? My thoughts are, this is probably not the time or the place to get into it. Who is FPL Dare captaining? You'll have to go and watch the video. I can't spoil it. How's the season going? Well, you can see on screen. It's going 26,533-ish. Would it make sense to take a hit this week to get in Robertson for Burnley? I suppose if you've got no other defenders, or not enough defenders to play, because he's going to be good over the blanks, probably going to get a clean sheet against Burnley. But it really depends the overall move you're making. It's kind of hard to answer that without context. Trent said in the BBC interview, him and Robertson have a bet on who can get the most assists and goals, and that Klopp knows how to manage his body, hence the rotation. Yeah, I think that came up in last week's stream, actually, or the stream on Sunday. I didn't hear that, but fair enough. Let's see how it goes. Be nice to get some goals. When will I do it there? Whenever I travel to Australia. That's the dream. Go to Australia and get into an FPL Dare video. Leno to Newcastle keeper. Ugh. Makes me feel sick inside. Goalkeeper transfers are the worst. But fair enough, if your team's in that good a state, then you must be feeling good about the next couple of weeks. Do I think the point system needs revisiting next season to make defensive midfielders an option? Do I think it needs it? No. Basically. Would I be bothered if they did it? Probably not. Am I bothered if they did? Would I like to kind of rally around and try and get them to do it? I know it's like three of the same answers, but I'm just not that bothered. Like, if Kante and Matic and whoever suddenly become options because of tackles and interceptions and stuff like that, it adds more of a player pool to the game, which could be nice. But it's just not as exciting. Alright. Just not exciting. Oh, Kante got 4 tackles this game. Great. But I don't know. Like, I'm not against it. I'm just not. I wouldn't fight for it. It wouldn't bother me if it never happened. I do think the bonus point system are kind of the same. Like, I don't think it's as bad as people make out. And to be fair, there's been a lot less moaning this year. And I think that's because Salah hasn't done as well. So people haven't moaned about it as much. Even though it's exactly the same bonus point system. So most of the moaning last year was because people wanted more points for their captain. Even though everyone was captaining Salah. So I've hardly seen any complaints about the bonus system. Because he's not doing that as well. And at this stage last season, we were all captaining Salah. We're not doing that now. So the points are spread around. I do think there's some changes they can make to the bonus system. For example, if there was a set of criteria, and as soon as a player hit that criteria, they got bonus. Because right now, you could get like, if Liverpool win 5-0, they get clean sheet, Robertson, Van Dijk, Trent all get a goal and a clean sheet. Then they'll top the bonus. But if Salah gets 3 assists, potentially he could miss out. But he's probably had a great game as well. So probably shouldn't miss out. And then you'll get another rubbish game where hardly anything happens. It's like 1-1, no one shoots. It's 2 own goals. And then players get hardly any bonus, like BPS, but they come away with 3, 2 and 1 bonus points. So I think that could change. Salah will be a forward. He probably will, yeah. Which will mix things up a bit. Although it just adds another expensive forward to the game. One thing we said last year is there's no mid-price strikers. There hasn't really been this year for the most part. It's been really cheap or really expensive. Would I roll with Richarlison? I honestly think I'd look at getting rid of him. I just think there's other options which could do better. He's not even guaranteed to start them. I don't think he's started 2 of the last 4. And their games, although they're at home, I think they're against Arsenal and Chelsea. No, not Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal and... Is it Chelsea? I don't think it is. Oh yeah, sorry. It's Chelsea in 31 and Arsenal in 33. I thought Arsenal was the 31 game. Then I thought, well, Chelsea can't play them in 33 because they're playing West Ham. So yeah, Chelsea and Arsenal at home. I don't know. I know the situation you're in, right, and I hate it. Like, I feel for you because you don't want to make that move because he's got fixtures. And I've fallen into that trap loads of times. And like someone like Felipe Anderson, I think I would keep him. It's Cardiff next, and then Huddersfield. I think you keep and see if you can get any kind of form, and then maybe keep him for 33. So I think you can make an argument to keep Anderson. But Richarlison didn't start the last game, only played 60 minutes in the 2 before that, and then didn't play against Man City. Although the 2 games he's missed are Man City and Liverpool, so maybe that's why. Do I expect them to get many points against Newcastle? I don't think so. I know it's easy to say because I don't own him, but I think Richarlison could be sold, to be honest. Now, maybe if you've got much bigger fish to fry, then you could keep him and hope for the best. But if your rest of your team's looking okay, I'd maybe look at getting rid of him. Triple captain Salah this week. Lost a lot of ground. Don't use the fact that you've lost ground to force a triple captain. If you think that this is going to be Salah's... if you think this is going to be the best game week between now and the end of the season to triple captain, then go for it. But the fact you've lost ground shouldn't be the basis of that decision. Do you know what I mean? Let's say you think Salah's only going to get 1 goal this week. Let's say he ends on 7 points or whatever. You triple that to 21. Fine, you got some points. You did better than my Sané. If you captain someone in game week 35, double game week, or even let's say you captain someone in game week 38 and they get a brace, 15 points, then sure, you've not gained the rank now, but you've gained it at the end of the season. At the end of the day, it's only the rank at Game Week 38 that matters. So, to me, it sounds like you want to use it because you've lost rank and you want to gain some of that back. That's not a good reason to use it, in my opinion. Damn, Gorav. Thanks very much, my man. Oh, this looks complicated. Am I ever going to do a stream during a game again? Yes, but I want to do it properly. I want to be able to actually watch the match and you be able to see like, a stream like this where it's not stuttering, it's not buffering. Because, I don't know, I didn't like the way it went down last night. I enjoyed doing it, and I think people like it, and I'd like to do it on a Saturday, but I need a different setup. And I don't know if I can get that before the end of the season, although I would love to do it on the last day of the season this year. So I didn't do that last time. Okay, Gaurav, sorry. Free hit 32, wildcard 34. Okay, classic. 14k rank, nice. You've done your free transfers. Vardy and Lanzini, boo. I love that. You asked me. I was like, definitely not Lanzini, but the other two could be right. Yeah, Lanzini's in. Next week, you'll do fodder to Brooks. Nice, I like it. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. So I have 11 playing 3-5-2. Boric, Diop. I actually, when I was looking at Adam Smith recently, Diop, I think, is the same price. And I was actually thinking about double West Ham defence for the next two games, Cardiff away and Huddersfield at home. I don't think in Game Week 33 it'd be any good, but it could actually be a nice cheeky. Obviously, you've not doubled, but for those with Fabianski. But anyway, Boric, Diop, I was going to say Van der Vaart then. Jesus, blast from the past. Van Dijk, Shah, as pointed out in the chat by Matthew, Shah is on 9 yellow cards, so just be careful about that. But if you've already got him, not a lot you can do. Salah, classic, Mane. Salah, Mane, nice. Hazard, Lanzini, Brooks, Vardy, Ronaldo. I mean, that's looking strong. Your setup. Especially, you basically got a really good team for free. I like it. Just hope that Shah doesn't get booked this week. Have we talked about United match? Much. We have, Marco. We have. Well, a little bit. I don't want to talk about it too much. What me and you need to talk about is backgrounds. Let's get it done. I know last day of the season stream would be so good, but I'm not promising it because I haven't been able to do it the last 2 seasons, so no promises. And it really annoy me because you got to hype it up a bit, let people know it's happening, and then if it just messes up again, I hate it. I feel so bad when people tune in and it just doesn't work properly. But most of the streams recently have been good. The annoying thing is the last one didn't process again, so it doesn't show up on the channel. So I hate YouTube, basically. You love my end of season review, even though you weren't playing. Damn, did you watch it when you weren't playing? Oh, that's weird. Not weird, but you don't expect. Like with FPL, most people, if they're not playing, never watch it. What's my opinion on Mark Goldbridge? I quite like him. I love the backgrounds on United stand. Anyway, I won't keep talking about the stream on the last day because it's ages away and who knows. You had Rashford at 7.1 if you get rid of 7.7. I mean, he's on the wing now, one thing to say. Could he be on penalties? I don't think so. I think Pogba will probably take the next one. Tom, pretty sure my brother helped you with your logo. I can't remember what his handle is on Twitter now, but maybe. Got you, Cameron. That makes more sense. Yes, it's a 2-match ban if Shah hits the 10-point threshold. 100%. Yeah, Marco, I might actually message you before you do any more work because I've got some ideas, you know. Double Game Week 32 strategy. My strategy is let's wait until the fixtures get announced. And then I'll build a team with free hit. Do I know if any Premier League players play FPL? They definitely do, yeah. So on the FPL show, they always have... they have kind of a footballer on. And you can easily tell if they actually play or not. But I know Crouch, for example, plays. The Stoke boys all used to have a league. Like, not football, but Andy Murray loves FPL. He's really into it. When we get more info about the doubles, apparently it's not going to happen until after game week 31 now. So it's a bit of a wait. You got a nice international break coming up to just chill out. Just chill out. So I said that Pogba is still on pens. Yeah, I do think he needs to work on that run up. Stuart Broad, yeah, obviously he got the manager of the month or whatever for the FPL, for the whole of FPL. What do I think about Declan Rice for the blanks? I think he's... Yeah, I don't know... I mean, if you want a West Ham defender, I'd say he's as good as any. Like, he's up there for corners, which obviously... You know, he plays in like central defensive midfield, so he's playing ahead of the back four, but not convinced that's that much better for goals. They're still going to come from corners primarily. So I think he's as good as any. I wouldn't be expecting necessarily 15 pointers, but... yeah, looks good, I think. No chilling on international break if on free hit. Have to bring in those on price rise. Yeah, true. Although I still think I'm probably not going to have Salah, and I can just load my bench with absolute cheapies. I don't think money's going to be much of an issue, to be honest, but we'll see. Maybe if I need Lukaku and Kane and whoever, then maybe. Have I played my second wildcard? Not yet, nope. Good to see you on the Scoutcast, thank you very much. I've actually been asked a few times recently, but I just haven't been able to make it. And the stars kind of aligned this week, so that's why I went on. Do I do a cash mini league for the full season, not just a monthly prize? I do, but entries for that have been closed now. Basically because I didn't want people signing up like in the last month and taking everything. Like it just because they were doing really well, so I stopped entries for that in January 1st. So that's kind of why I introduced the monthly leagues instead. And as you brought that up, nice little segue. Oh, I didn't update this. Gonna have to do this on the fly. I'm sorry. This is stream production at its finest. I'm sorry. Okay. Hold up, I'm going away. Oop, 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 oop. So shout out to the producer patrons: Dean P, Marchek, Matthew H, Gaz H, Hayden H, loads of H's, Melissa B, Christopher M, Brian TOB, Scott S, and new patron who's just joined, Tim W, and then new patrons. That had updated. Damn it. Sometimes it automatically updates, and I don't really know how. When I edit it in Photoshop. So annoying. I didn't have to do all that stupid stuff now. Anyway, new patron QPC as well. So thanks very much for the support. If you want to check it out, click the link in the description below. There is a monthly league every month with 50 quid on the line. So the next one will be for April. If you sign up now, there's no payment until April 1st. So you can check it out. Check out the Discord channel and all that kind of stuff. And any questions, let me know. So thanks to all those guys for their support. Note to self: tomorrow when watching stream, go back to work. I like it. Yeah, Pogba out is an interesting one. Because you're right, he's going to be fully rested. Arsenal, rock bottom confidence maybe. Man United on fire. Champions of Europe incoming. Yeah, I don't know. I still think it'd be a tight game, to be honest. The thing is, if I don't get rid of Pogba this week, then it's Wan-Bissaka to Adam Smith. I can't really think of anything else to do. I mean, I could do Doherty to Chilwell. But I don't know if I want to get rid of Doherty. Although then again, if I keep Pogba and get rid of Doherty, Maybe that's the better way around of doing it. But then I can't get... Basically, if I get rid of Pogba, I can get Brooks and a Leicester midfielder. Maybe even Felipe Anderson. And I get to keep Wan-Bissaka. So, I don't know. There's just a lot of good reasons to get rid of Pogba, apart from the fact I'll be without Pogba. Do I think Richarlison will play? Like I said earlier, the 2 games he's missed were really tough games. That could be why. But he would be a worry for me. I'd try and see if I get any kind of indication from the press conference. Can I explain how the free hit works? Basically, however much money you've got, you can use that to build a completely new team. Your old team still stays. So if there's any price rises or falls for your old team, you still get affected by them. And then once game week 30, well, whenever you use it, the next game week, you revert back to your original team. Sounds like you have to sacrifice squad value. I don't have to, of course. I could go with less players. But I just think... I just want to attack it. And I'm getting rid of Pogba. Yes, of course, he could do something against Arsenal. But I'm basically getting rid of him for Arsenal away, blank. 32, I can get him back for one on a free hit. And then another blank. And I can get him back on wildcard if I really wanted him. But to be fair... If Matic and Herrera are going to be out a little bit longer, then Pogba's been playing a bit deeper. So maybe he's not even as good. I just feel like, almost like stars are aligning. It could be an okay time to get rid of him. If not perfect, but okay. What do I think about Social long term? I think they almost have to give him the job at this point. A little part of me, the pessimistic side... thinks we're going to give him the job and it's all going to go Pete Tong next year. But the backroom staff are good. There'll be transfers coming in the summer. You'd think there'd be like a right-sided attacker, another defender, maybe a right-back. Well, maybe Dalot can play there. Maybe a right-back, maybe a centre-back. Obviously, we've got one of the best keepers in the world. Rashford looking good, Lukaku looking good. So I always feel like he has to give him the job. And I'd be happy with that. I'd still be just as happy with Pochettino coming as well, though. Have I seen the Jackson documentary? I haven't. I might watch it. Not really something I want to discuss on here, though, as you can imagine. I should do a gold bridge and set up I should do like a podcast, a non-FPL podcast. I don't think I have enough to say on other stuff, to be honest. Yeah, if Matic is back, that could be good, for sure. Stream started 38 minutes ago. Sanchez apparently out for like 6 to 8 weeks. So he's a goner. Matic, so I don't 100% know when he's coming back. FPL have him back 10th of March, so this week. So again, we're going to have to wait and see the press conferences tomorrow. My team for this week is this team, possibly Pogba and Bednarek, to a Chelsea defender and a Leicester midfielder or Felipe Anderson. And then bench Schindler. And that's for free. Anyone enlighten me on Newcastle maybe missing a game in 33? Yeah, so... Crystal Palace play... I want to say Spurs? No, Watford. Yes, Crystal Palace play Watford in the FA Cup. If Crystal Palace win, Newcastle will blank. If Watford win, Newcastle will play. Basically. How's my Game Week 31 team looking? It is looking fantastic. It's basically this, but without Pogba, Bednarek, and Puncheon, and Aguero. And probably Brooks, a Leicester midfielder, or Felipe Anderson potentially, although I realise that's probably a mistake. Vardy or Higuain, and a Chelsea defender. I'm not fully confirmed on everyone yet. But it's basically a -4, 11 players, pretty strong team. Everyone's going to captain Salah anyway. So hopefully I can just make up some points through being organised. Be Robertson, Schindler, David Luiz probably in defence. And then Salah, Mane, Hazard, Brooks, ex-midfielder, and then Vardy or Higuain, and, Rondon up front. So 3-5-2.
3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2. 3-5-2
Is it too late for Sterling? I mean, I think Sterling's a good option again this week, although I thought that last week too. But of course, at this point, if you transfer him in, he's got 2 blanks coming up. Do you have a transfer to get rid of him again? Like, it's a lot of transfers for using at this stage, I think. Pretty much just said when I'm not discussing FPL, I'm a very boring guy. I mean, I am a boring guy. The problem is to do like a different kind of podcast. I'm just too laid back. I just don't care. Not that I don't care. Just I'm like, yeah, whatever. Which is good in some ways, but also, I feel like I should care more about stuff. Any backup plans if Aguero gets a rest? Yeah, if I get any indication that's going to happen, or if I bottle it, I'll captain probably Salah, but a little part of me wants to captain Hazard. A little part of me. Arnautovic to bang Cardiff. Could happen if he plays. I guess the whole point of fantasy football is we forget all politics. Yeah, exactly. It's like a breakaway from life almost. Like I try not to take it. I try not to take it too seriously, even though I do 2 streams a week plus a video, run a YouTube channel and all that stuff. But yeah, I try not to worry about FPL too much. Gonna do another last minute Hazard captain. I'm gutted that didn't come through. Now, obviously, at the time I was gutted that I had done it. But yeah, it would have been good. Would have been a nice little boost last week. Would have put me on 6, 12, -1, 11, 1, 2, 6, 4. Only an extra 7 points, I think. No, that can't be right, can it? Yeah, it's only about an extra 7. No. So basically, they got combined for me 4. It would have been 12 -1. Yeah, it's only an extra 7 points. I am worried about Jesus, yeah. That could swap. That could swap. Yeah, apologies for... This is why I don't do a maths podcast either. What is the best week triple captain? I mean, let's have a quick look, right? So let's say, like you said, you're free hitting in 32, you're wildcarding in 34, I guess. But you bench boosted in 35 as well. Let's say you're doing that tactic. Then it's this week. I'm not sure about this week. 33... I mean, let's say Man City get knocked. That could be huge. Man City get knocked out of the FA Cup. They'd have a game in 33. Imagine that. Don't think that's likely to happen. So you could, I don't know. Don't really like any triple captains there. So that kind of leaves 36, 37 and 38. I'd almost be tempted just to leave it till 38 at that point. Try not to worry about FPL too much, but you're glued to your phone on the weekends. You need to try that match the day challenge. It's weird now because when I used to post a lot on Fantasy Football Scout and wasn't really using Twitter as much, long time ago now, that's kind of when I first heard of the match the day challenge. But people used to do it when they couldn't check scores. So let's say I was going out for the day with a family and we were in a place with not very much signal. It would have been hard to check the scores, and I wasn't going to get back to like 7 or 8. I would just hold on for a couple more hours and wait till match of the day. So it was when I was almost forced not to check the score. Now people are doing it to actively not check. So, I don't know. Each to their own, I suppose. If people... Like, I check my phone a lot, but if there's something going on, I'll just check it every, however often. But if I'm around, like, if I'm watching football on a weekend, I check it all the time, for sure. And tweet too much, as you've seen. Do I watch Formula 1? No. Not really. Part of the fun checking it. Yeah, I mean, it can be. I mean, the point everyone will make is sometimes it's not fun when it goes really bad. And if you can't detach from that, then yeah, maybe it's worth waiting till match of the day. Although I've got to be honest, I've done it before, waited till match of the day, and then the results are awful, and it's no better. Like, it's no better when you've checked, or if you wait till match of the day. If you've had a bad game week, you've had a bad game week. Have I ever captained the defender? I don't think so. It's against my FPL beliefs. Thoughts on Emerson as a surprise Chelsea option? Yeah, I mean, he could play, but why would you take the risk? There's 3 other very good defenders for Chelsea. For me, he's not got enough upside to make that punt. I mean, yes, Alonso. I think Alonso started tonight, didn't he? So probably not gonna. He might not start at the weekend. But why would you take that risk? In my opinion, why would you do it? I don't think it's worth it. Good being in Australia, the games run at 2 AM, so we have little choice to watch the highlights. Yeah, could be nice. Although I used to work nights for years ago now, and that was a nightmare basically for FPL, because that was my worst season on nights, because I couldn't really check much, couldn't do much research, but I still had the inkling to check my scores, and so trying to sleep during the afternoon, especially when it was sunny, and knowing there was FPL scores going on, it was not good. Okay. Scary how little we know about double game week fixtures. None of us can be 100% sure on strategy. We can't, but like if you look at Ben Crellin, basically a lot of people know, especially him, that there's only certain game weeks or dates that these games can go in. Now, of course, something could happen where that completely changes. Maybe there'll be this one game that gets put in a completely different game week and catches us all by surprise. But I'd be very surprised if it's not as people are saying, to be honest. What else have we got here? FPL season highlights so far. I hate these. Because I can never think off the top of my head, and then people in chat are really good for it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good one. I don't hate those questions, but I hate that I can't answer them well. That's a better way of putting it. Next stream will definitely be on Sunday, because the games finish on Sunday. And obviously we're looking ahead to the blank. I might try and do an extra video / not an extra stream, maybe an extra video, or maybe a stream with another person. We'll see. What overall rank will I be satisfied with? Top 10k, but I really want top 5. I thought I'm going for the win and retire. No, I'm going for the win, and then put that in all my video titles. Number 1 FPL player, FPL champion. Why don't you join the people who do podcasts? I mean, I did the Get to Know You podcast with the 3 amigos. I'm also my Twitter banner. Yeah, Twitter banner for sure. Yeah, FPL champion. What's I saying? I'm actually doing a podcast in advance of Game Week 32 with FPL surgery as well. So I'm getting around a little bit. No shots fired. Literally, I would just plaster it everywhere if I won. That's not a shot at anyone. I'm not sure if this is the latest double game that's been announced, but it does feel pretty late. I suppose the only thing is, between 31 and 32, there is an international break. So there is, I suppose there's a bit of extra time than during a normal game week. Should get invited with the Scoutcast. Oh yeah, and I was on Scoutcast. Yeah, I like the Planet FPL guys. I really like listening to it. I don't listen to every podcast every week. I always say that. Don't want to be disingenuous and pretend that I listen to all of them every week. There's just so many. And obviously when you do 2 streams in your own video every week, then there's only so much more FPL stuff you can listen to. Like, I've still got to listen to who got the assist this week as well. Do I think I'll ever stop playing FPL? I mean, I'm sure, yes, I'm sure I will. When, though? Don't know. Nice little hobby, isn't it? I feel like we've hardly chatted about FPL tonight at all. But hey, we talk about whatever you bring up in the chat, really. Will I change for next season in terms of how I play the game? Probably not. See how this season ends up, then kind of reflect a bit, I suppose. I think I find it hard to strike the balance between being sensible and having a bit of a punt. Because obviously people, who watch the streams will say that I'm boring, sensible, only ever do the template moves, but there was Lukaku was last year though, wasn't it? When I took him out early, I took out Son and Salah. I got Son in early this year, but then I took him out too early as well, so I find it difficult a bit. Have I changed a lot since I first started? Yes, absolutely. Like when I the first few seasons, and I had top 20k finishes, I think, the first 3 seasons, or just outside top 20k, one of them was. But in those seasons, I wasn't really worried about overall rank. I was more worried about my mini league. So once I'd won them, and I used to win them I used to be like 100 points clear with like 10 games to go. I used to take loads of hits, and I'd make loads more early transfers. I'd take loads more punts as well. And I've just changed quite a bit since then. Stream's been on quite a lot. Has anyone in these chats influenced you to bring anyone in or drop anyone, captain anyone at any point this season? I'm trying to think. I don't know about this season. Someone will probably be able to tell me different. I don't think I've ever crouched. The crouch last season or the season before, there was a lot of peer pressure to get crouch when I got him in. But I don't... I mean, people in the chat influence me just like people on Twitter influence me. Do you know what I mean? If someone makes a good argument for someone, like I'm not going to go and check their rank or what position they're in this year, what their previous finish are. If someone makes a good point and backs it up with a good argument, then I'll take that advice on board. Do I do football bets? Not anymore, no. Sometimes. Well, no, not for a little while actually. Dean Garner was influenced. No, I don't think so. It was just only 4.5 million, wasn't he? So it wasn't really much of a risk. How do I maintain the discipline not to take hits? I'm much more relaxed these days, and I don't tend to rage transfer that much. So sometimes I find if you can not make a transfer early, you can leave it to the end of the week. You have a much more clear thought process. Am I more of a sword or a shield? I mean, I don't think I'm either. I don't tend to... Maybe right towards the end of the season, I don't tend to look at ownership, to be honest. Like, if I'm worried about taking Salah out, it's not because I'm worried about his ownership. It's because I'm worried he's going to do really well, because he's that kind of player. And I want those points. Good to hear, Liam. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Tielemans is someone I've not really considered that much. I know he's had a couple of assists, looked pretty good. I just worry that he plays a bit too deep. I don't know. If he can keep putting those balls in, especially to Vardy to run onto, then maybe it will be good. In 20 years' time, do you reckon you'll think to yourself, God, I wasted a lot of my life on FPL? No, I don't think so. Okay, like right now, I'm sat here streaming, right? You're watching, I don't know what your life circumstances are. I'm sat here streaming, talking to you guys, as I do every week. Spending an hour of my time, a little bit of setup, let's say an hour and 50, an hour and 30 minutes or whatever tonight. My little boy's literally in this room here, asleep. He's quite young, so he's asleep early. My missus is away. If I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be playing video games or watching some crap on TV I didn't even really want to watch. So, I mean, I could be learning a new skill, I suppose. I could be learning a language right now or something like that. I just don't see it as a waste. I would just be doing something else in the house. Like I can't be out of the house right now. I've got to be in. So why not think about FPL? Does being able to watch full Saturday 3 p.m. matches online help for FPL decisions? I mean, no more than watching any other match, to be honest. I wasted a lot of my life not playing FPL. Damn, I like it. Do I get tired of FPL sometimes in terms of your engagement towards the game? No, but like I do feel more positive, or I guess a little bit more positive or negative, depending on how the game week's gone. If I'm having a bad run, it's tough, and especially when you do like YouTube. Like if I was 260k, then I'd have people saying, "Well, why are you streaming? You shouldn't be giving us advice. You shouldn't be talking about FPL." And so you feel a bit of a pressure then. And I say to you guys before, sometimes if it's been a long week or a long weekend, like sometimes I just don't want to come and stream. But I have to. I feel like I have to do it because I want to be consistent. I kind of pride myself on being consistent. I know, like you guys watch all the time. There's people that watch every single week, and I don't want to miss out for those lot. But then those weeks are so few and far between. Most of the time, I'm really happy to come on. Can I speak a few Oshguelga? You want me to speak Oshguelga? Hain, Do, Tree, Kaha. I can count 1 to 4. I get lost after that. How do I react to a really bad game week? I think it depends how bad it's been in comparison to everyone else. Like, if I miss out on a mega captain and I just get like 40 points and everyone gets 80, that would be tough. That would be tough. But I'd be straight in on the stream, ready to take all the abuse. Not that I get much of abuse, but you know, the little digs. Yeah, I can't read. I can't read that. I'm not even going to attempt to read it because I know there's weird little things in Irish where it doesn't. You can't say it how it looks, basically. The kid's pretty good at Irish, yeah. Learned it in school. Anyway, enough of Irish. Let's do the polls. If you haven't already, in the next couple of minutes, vote on the polls, and we'll go through them. Like I said earlier, your Game Week 30 captain, best Bournemouth attacking asset, worth tripling up on Chelsea, best team to target for defenders in Vardy versus Higuain. And also, while you're doing it, make sure to hit that like button. Be much appreciated, as always. For me, FPL enhances football. Where else would you watch Fulham versus Brighton? Yeah, but at the same time, like I was watching Newcastle West Ham last week, and it was rubbish. And even Man City Bournemouth was. One thing I've noticed is you aim for rank. You're saying that I aim for rank, you aim for mini leagues. I used to be like that, yeah. The main reason I switched to worrying about rank more is because I started doing YouTube and stuff, and doing Scoutcast and things like that. Obviously, people will always say a good rank equals a good mini league, but especially at this time of the season, you can make decisions based on your mini league, which might not help your rank. But you could like if someone's not got Mane and you've got Salah. Sorry, if someone's got Salah but not Mane, you might captain Mane even if you think Salah's the better option, just on the off chance he does better and things like that. I used to worry about mini leagues, but to be honest, I don't have much money on mini leagues, so they don't concern me as much. What gets more views, Thursday or Sunday? Always Sunday. Every time. If there was like some massive news today, like let's say Salah got injured in training, that would probably get the views up. But yeah, Sunday streams by a mile. Maybe not a mile, but it's more. What do I think the next best strategy is after free hit 32, 34 walkout? It really depends on your team. I guess if you're not doing that, probably more like a free hit in 31, but then you're kind of stuck with 33 then. Yeah, deadline streams are good for views, but like I don't choose when to stream based on views, to be honest. I choose when to stream for when it can fit it into life. So I basically go to the gym now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which dodges FPL days. Of course, sometimes there's matches on a Monday, so I have to come straight back from the gym, but whatever. I did see Ben score. Yeah, that was rough. 14 points. Okay, let's do the polls. Making gains. I've been a bit rubbish on the food recently, to be honest. But I'm getting back down to my best ever. Like, I'm pretty close to that now. And I'm really nailing the kind of diet at the moment. So, well, for the last week. I've been doing it before, but I slipped for a few weeks. Now I'm back on it. So, kind of positive that I didn't completely go back to where I was. Like, nowhere near where I was, in fact. But a little bit frustrated that I had that little break. But feeling good. 13? I thought we got 14. Damn, I must have read that wrong. Oh, was that Apple Bonkers? Alright, here we go. So your Game Week 30 captain, Salah. Salah's the highest, 38%. Only 30% for Aguero. I think that's probably as much worried about him missing out as it is about ownership. 22% for Sterling, so he's not far behind. Then only 1% for Hazard and 8% for someone else. Best Bournemouth attacking asset, 55%. Why isn't G-Wiz a mod? Good question. 55% for Brooks. So, very, very popular. I think price comes into it as much as anything else. 16% for King. 13% for Fraser. 12% for Wilson. So, they're really close. And then 2% saying, nah, Bournemouth ain't worth it. But Brooks way out in front, 55%. So, anyone thinking about getting him in? There you go. People confirming he's a good option. Is it worth... Wow. Is it worth tripling on Chelsea? 73% would not triple on Chelsea at all. That's big. That is big. 23% saying yes, double on the attack, and 3%, only 3% saying double on the defence. Interestingly, I think Joe on the Scoutcast was saying that he might look at double Chelsea defence. And I think if you've got Mane and Salah, I quite like that. I think that's a bit of a differential. If they can get a couple of clean sheets in those blanks, it's a nice cheeky differential while other people are on Liverpool. Best team to target for defenders, 46%. This is out of Leicester, West Ham, Bournemouth. 46% saying Leicester, 36% saying West Ham, and only 17% on Bournemouth. There you go. Leicester, 46%. And then Vardy versus Higuain, I mean, it's pretty close. 53% for Vardy and only 47% for Higuain. So it's nearly 50-50. I think I'm favouring Higuain, but I don't have to make the decision until 31, so I'll give him another game week. Vardy does play Fulham this week, though, which does really make me favour him, if I'm honest. Just went back to your videos, you lost a lot of weight. I've lost just over 4 stone. And I have an absolute shed load to continue getting rid of. But, yeah, I feel much better. Is an outfit your risk getting in? I mean, is there a West Ham fan? Gee-whiz, you're in the house. Why is he not playing? Is it injury? Is they worried that he's going to get injured again? He's literally played, like, no more than 26 minutes in the last 5 game weeks. I mean, that would just put me off getting him in. Yeah, Arnautovic, yeah. Is Vardy and Higuain too much? No, I don't think so. Arnautovic is out of favour. I don't know. I find that surprising if that's the reason, because he's so good. Like, surely he's staying now. Put that to bed. Just play him. Wow. Injury prone. Not sure Pellegrini knows what to do with him. He's not first choice. Damn. I mean, to be fair, they've been doing alright with Chiquilito up front. Wow. Well, it would honestly, I would not be getting Arnautovic in at the moment. Just not started enough games recently. Damn, Hernandez. You little beast. And on that note, we are going to leave it there. The stream is over. Thanks very much for watching as always. Good luck in Gameweek 30. Next stream, 9 PM Sunday. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you happen to be new around here. And as soon as this stream's over, I'm going to go and put another video live, which actually is not done by me. I've done some of the editing for it. But the video is completely Ted. Ted Talks. I'll put his link in the chat actually. It's at Ted Talks FPL. Very stats focused. A look into Game Week 30 captains plus a kind of prediction. I don't even know what to call it. He's much smarter than me. Like a prediction tool type thing. Or a prediction model type thing. Anyway, watch the video. It's going to be live in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll tweet it out as well. But until then, Game Week 30, good luck. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a good chat tonight. I don't know if we chatted enough at FPL. At least about Game Week 30. But good chat anyway. Schlan, everyone.